Love knows no bounds. Shakespeare taught us this when a Montague daughter and a Capulet son first fell in love. Love knows no bounds. Well, that's not true. Society tells me it is bounded. Bounded by a circle, a ring precisely, not a magic ring that will turn you invisible. The only thing it will turn is your finger green and your head in circles. No, this ring is not much more than a rock glued to some metal, but what it means is mental, what it means is commitment, what it means is forever. But what it means nothing to me, because apparently gay is not in that meaning. Apparently my love is not as strong as yours, not as true as yours, to the point where you deny me the opportunity to read my vows. Well, I vow to you right here, right now, that the light my love shines burns brighter than the shadow of oppression cast upon me, and I refuse to live in the darkness any longer. Love is love is love. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care if your religion shuns it. I don't care if your God forbids it. This is not a discussion of sinners and saints. It's about equality. It doesn't matter how you interpret the Bible. It doesn't matter what the big man upstairs is really thinking. What matters is me and my love and the hundreds of rights we don't receive because you think we are wrong. 2 wrongs don't make a right, but baby, I would take 1,000 lefts if it meant I could be right beside you. By the altar where we say I do, in the hospital when you're feeling blue, when our first baby takes a step or two, when the dawn breaks whispering, I love you. And you're right, we don't need a silly piece of paper or a ring to prove our love. But that silly piece of paper is our plane ride to equality, our future ticket to happiness. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the Founding Fathers claimed the pursuit of happiness to be one of my God-given unalienable rights. And to pursue happiness is to pursue love. I don't know about you, but I've decided to stick with love. He is too great a burden to bear.
It's really hard to describe love. Like, the way that I define it is like very personal, and it's like it's a feeling rather than like a definition.
It's a feeling you have that makes you want to be with that person always. It is a feeling you have that makes you want to cherish that person for what they are and whoever they'll become.
I think that marriage equality is less of an issue of marriage and more of an issue of civil rights. Truly being like, I am a human and you are a human and we both deserve rights and we both deserve to see our love come to fruition. I think that the reasons people are against marriage equality and same-sex marriage is because they take love out of the equation, and they take the idea that you're taking someone's rights away out of the equation, and they make it about like the institution of marriage as opposed to those rights and that love.
Mainly, a lot of arguments around it are religious, and that is something that's understandable because people are very ingrained in their religion and people are very emotionally attached to their religion, and that's okay. But I think we should recognize that marriage as defined now, since marriage has had a changing definition throughout history, is a legal issue and not a religious issue.
I think people oppose it because they personally don't feel like it matches up with what they believe to be right and moral or comfortable, which I, again, don't think it's acceptable to take the rights away from another individual when you're just simply uncomfortable with those rights being owned by that person.
Regardless of your religious preference, we need to recognize that we as a nation do not recognize any specific religion, and just realize that it's human rights and everyone should be getting the same rights, no matter what your religious or other beliefs tell you.
It's easy to like want to analyze like what marriage means and what marriage means in a religious context and what it means in a secular context, and I focus more on the fact that legally there are rights given to those that are married, and legally I'm not allowed to have those rights because I'm a specific minority group.
It's very important to take this step towards equal rights for LGBT individuals, because this is a step that needs to be taken in order to normalize LGBT individuals, because right now we are seen as so significantly other that people aren't comfortable with us expressing our love for the people that we just feel it for. Like, we can't help who we fall in love with.
If there weren't over 1,000 federal rights that you get from being married that you don't get if you're not married, I probably would have a different opinion on it. But because they're so attached to marriage, marriage equality is very important to me, and it's very important as a part of a larger composite effort for LGBT rights in America.
We deserve these rights. Whether or not you agree with, I'm not going to say the choices we're making, because it's not a choice. We just deserve to be able to have the same benefits as a heterosexual couple.
It's not the beginning, and it's definitely not the end of the LGBT rights movement. But it's a very powerful component of it, I would say. So.
The faster we realize that equal rights are human rights, the faster we'll get towards a nation that's a lot more equal than it is right now.